So I've been playing D&D for about a year now, so please yell at me if I get things wrong. But anyway, I've had some pretty interesting experiences over the last 2 to 3-ish campaigns I've participated in. So this video is particularly about the D&D shenanigans that have happened and will enjoy. So we start off in the campaign that I'm currently in because I remember this more clearly. Imagine starting off in the capital of the empire called Ani. Now, Ani is a layered type city with the rich being walled off and the poor, suffering. Anyway, another player's character named Runier starts off in Ani walking down the street. Now, in the street, people are celebrating a holiday for the gods. People are dancing, getting drunk, every day in New York City or anywhere if people are drunk enough. Anyway, some guards ask him if he's seen this little girl. She's been stealing money pouches and they're trying to find them. Of course, the campaign has only about 5 minutes to its name, so no, he hasn't seen her. Um, Later, he continues to walk down the street and he sees her running across the rooftops. Of course, he, connecting the guards and the description of the girl, goes after her. He goes through some winding alleyways and into this abandoned looking building on the outside. Now, he's in the more slummish parts of the city, so towards the poorer side. Inside, it looks okay. It would be more of a cheap tavern for any traveler. He doesn't really look around too much, but he does hear her voice, but not what she's saying. So, the building is like 2 stories, so he goes upstairs first, which makes sense. He starts knocking on some of the doors and gets a response from a man from a door, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And Renner is like, "Oh no, I'm looking for a girl." And the guy's like, "There is no girl. Why are you knocking on doors?" And avoiding a confrontation, Rainier is like, No, let's not." So Rainier doesn't find the girl upstairs, so he goes back down. Um, this time, as he's coming back down the stairs, there is a dragonborn and a pretty big man just standing there. Now, the dragonborn is my character, and we I was arguing with the man about some spices. Now, for a little backstory, my mom and me work at this spice shop that my mom owns, and of course we need, you know, spices in order to sell stuff. So he is my supplier, and I negotiate certain deals with him. Now, Rainier comes down, and of course, the tavern owner is the big guy, and the big guy's like, "What are you doing here? Who the hell are you?" And Rainier's like, "I am looking for a little girl." And the big guy's like, "Well, there is no little girls in this entire tavern." And of course, an argument ensues, but in order to save time, I'm not going to get into too much details, but it ends up being Rainier, okay, sorry about that. I'm gonna go buy a room if that's at all possible. The tavern owner guy's like, okay. And Rainier buys a room, and I think if I remember correctly, he goes out up onto the rooftop to try to look for her, but we'll leave that at that. My character ends up paying twice as much the normal amount, about 30 gold pieces for some spices, and I got ripped off, and I was not too happy about it. So I end up carrying this big crate of spices all the way back home. Before I get too far away from the tavern, Brunier, being the acrobatic elf that he is, climbs down from the rooftop and gracefully lands on the alleyway. And my character, of course, knows this and like sees him and like, hi, what's going on? And Rooney is like, I'm still looking for this little girl. And I'm like, okay, he's crazy, right? Like, he's really looking for this little girl a little too much. So I'm like, I haven't seen her. I'm gonna go. So, unbeknownst to my character, Rainier follows me. I get all the way home to my mom's shop, and it's like a nice little shop with like spices adorned on all of the walls. And uh, we get there, and I see one of my friends, Zero. We see each other and we exchange like, "Oh hey, how's it going?" And I get into a little argument about with my mom about the price of the spices and how I paid more money for it. Anyway, my mom, however, does see Runier peeking through the window, following me home, and she calls out to him, "Hey, what are you doing? What's your business?" And Rainier kind of like freaks out and starts running away. Of course, I now see him. I now know that he has been following me. So I just book after him. So does Zero and my mom. So the three of us all book after him. And we eventually lose him towards like the wealthier district. Runier, in the meantime, and eventually is walking through the crowds trying to get lost, and he feels his money pouch stolen from him. Like, he doesn't feel it anywhere. So he turns around and sees the little girl walking away. Of course, Runier being Runier, he tackles the girl successfully and calls out to the guards. Now, the girl is like pleading, "Oh, please no, this is extra money, I can give you your money pouch back, blah, blah," and Rainier doesn't fall for it. The guards thank him so much for his heroic effort and takes the girl into custody. Rainier remembers, "Oh, my money pouch was stolen, can I just get that back real quick?" So the guards, like, shake her, and several money pouches fall from, like, her coat and her body. So Rainier doesn't exactly see his, so he ends up picking up a random one, hoping that it's probably his. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and he lost some cash. But by this time, my character sees him, and Rainier sees me, and we're looking at each other like a Western showdown. So he books it into a nearby tavern, and of course I follow him in, not really realizing that, we're in the wealthy district, we really shouldn't be running after each other here. Rainier quickly enters this tavern. Now, the tavern is really nice. It's got a stage in the back with some musicians playing music. There are quite a few people in the tavern. It's kind of busy. Realizing that maybe he shouldn't cause a scene, he starts walking away towards like another exit in the back. Now, my character quickly realizes the same situation, but thinks better of it. I tackle him in this middle of the tavern where it's really busy and don't think twice about it. I tackle him. Of course, this causes a huge scene. The music stops. Everyone like kind of gasps. It's all really quiet. My mom and Zira enter the room as well, and they thought about also helping to tackle him, but I got it because I'm strong. The bartender like slams the bar and leans over and tells us, "Okay, I suggest that the both of you buy something to drink, get something to eat, sit down, have a wonderful meal, or I will call the guards and all of you will spend a night in jail." All of us as a group were like, "We don't want to do that, so we'll buy a meal," right? We come back with some drinks and like a really nice meal, and a guy joins us. Um, he's really drunk. We don't really, we're like, okay, we're not gonna like shoo him away to not cause another scene, right? Get to know each other a little bit. Rainier sort of apologizes for chasing me, but he brings up, "Oh, well, you tackled me," and I'm like, but you followed me home, so I'm pretty sure that's justified. We, end up meeting this guy. He starts talking about some guild, whatnot, and he passes the fuck out. He had one swig of a beer, another one, and was like, "Nope, I am too drunk for this." And of course, we have no idea who this is, and yeah. Unfortunately, I will take blame for this. I did piss off the bartender again. Hi, this is me editing the video, and it's over 19 minutes, so I think I'm actually going to make this into a two-parter. I know it can be very annoying waiting for an upload about a second video, but I promise it'll probably be pretty soon after this, if not uploaded on the same day. Only because I really don't like, oh, you're gonna have to wait a whole week unless it's a really big project, and this one's like a okay-ish big project for me. So, I hope you guys enjoy.